Assalamu alaikum, my dear class 7 students. Hope all of you are well. This is your age of Miss, and inshallah I am also well. And now I am coming with you to discuss a new chapter. This is chapter 13. The chapter name is environment and pollution. And most importantly, this chapter is included in your ST or home test syllabus, and I think this chapter will be easier for you. Now let's start. Okay, we will go to our lesson. First of all, concept of environment and pollution. What is environment? I think everyone you have an idea what is environment. I just review it. The environment is composed of living and non-living things. As a result, there is a close relationship between living and non-living object. Here you may have a question how there is a close relationship exists between living and non-living things. This is very simple. Without air or without water, we cannot live. Air or water, these are non-living things. So, in our environment, there is a close relationship. It maintains always close relationship between living and non-living things, even organism to organism. Okay. Yes, sir. What is another one is what is pollution? What is pollution? Pollution is very simple. Pollution is anything that makes the earth or our environment dirty and unhealthy. So, if you answer that pollution is anything that is harmful for us, these are pollution. I think it would be wrong answer. Not only harmful, it would be a correct answer if you write that if pollution is anything that makes the earth dirty and unhealthy. For example, a killer, he is harmful for our society, but we cannot say say him he is the pollution. Okay, but he is a pollutant. Pollution is anything that makes the earth unhealthy and dirty. Okay. And then lesson 1, environmental pollution. What is the definition of environmental pollution? It's simple. Pollution, when pollution occurs in our environment, it is known as environmental pollution. If I ask you what is soil pollution, it's simple. When pollution occurs in soil, it is known as soil pollution. When pollution occurs in water, it is known as water pollution. When pollution occurs in our air, it is known as air pollution. Okay. So now come another question. Who are responsible for it? Number 1, we all of you know that human activities. Humans are mainly responsible for this environmental pollution. For example, you can say that use of plastic. And for science question, it would be better if you give more and more example, and if you give some figure or drawing, if your answer related, it would be very good for your answer. So here we give some example. For example, use of plastic. Nature example, storm, tornado, fog. These are example of nature. So nature also responsible for pollution, but not so much if we compare with human. And there, number 3, their combined effect. What is the combined effect? It means when human and nature together, if they play role to pollute our environment, these are called their combined effect. For example, our current strong tornado, I think it's called Ampan. Okay. For example, Ampan, this storm, our Sundarban forest, Sundarban trees were destroyed by Ampan tornado. Okay, and then after that, local people of Sundarban, they got a chance to cut them because storm already some destroys some trees, and people got a chance to cut them. So this is a combined effect. Okay. And then effects of environmental pollution. It's reality that no part of environment is free from pollution. So whatever you can go, either it is South Pole or North Pole or in the deep sea or in the upper sky, whatever you go, if that is included in our environment, that is you can find pollution. So there is no part of environment is free from pollution. Human beings are not polluting their environment only. Life of all other organisms and their habitats are also threatened for it. It means human beings we not only pollute our environment, we also pollute the habitats of all other organisms. For example, what does mean? What do you mean by habitat? Habitat means a living place or other facilities that is needed for an organism, such as their living place, their its growing environment. All of these are included in habitat. So life of all other organisms and their habitats are also threatened for it. For example, snow bear. It is found in Canada region. Here snow here most of the time they find snow, but snow bear if snow if they find less snow or if they find more warm, okay, that time snow bear snow bear does not get their appropriate environment to sustain there or to survive there because of global warming. So here and then this is the question, who is the mainly responsible for global warming? Which activities are mainly responsible for global warming? Only one answer, these are human beings. So human beings not only polluting their environment, they also pollute, or their activities are also responsible to threat for all other organisms. What are pollutants? Which pollutants are pollutants are the things that makes pollution. Who makes pollution? For example, polythene is an example of pollutant. Pollutant is the such thing which makes pollution. But in your book it says few harmful elements are polluting the environment directly or indirectly. These are called as pollutants. Your answer would be this is a simple answer, which makes pollutants is something that makes pollution. But if you make more appropriate answer, it would be more appropriate if you say that few harmful elements are polluting the environment directly or indirectly. These are called as pollutants. For example, smokes emitting from chimneys. Here, smokes emitting from chimneys, it mainly plays a role for air pollution, but it also has a role for water pollution, because these black smokes or other waste, it then goes to water bodies, and then it causes water pollution. For example, chemical fertilizer. Farmer apply this fertilizer on their land, so it pollutes soil. But during raining, this fertilizer mixes up with rainwater and then flows through water bodies, so or drain out this water body. So in that case, if the chemical fertilizer is a pollutant which has indirect effect. Okay, so you have some examples of smoke emitting from chimneys, chemical fertilizer, insecticide, waste materials, etc. And there is some two pictures of environmental pollution. Here smokes emitting from chimneys of brick field, and another picture it shows garbage or waste. The people throw it here and there, some crows or dogs and people. It not only pollutes soil, it also pollutes air. Okay, and then lesson 2. Now we go to lesson 2, causes of pollution of environmental elements. Here we are trying to find out what is the main cause of pollution, why pollution occurs, why does. This is the main theme in this lesson. Why? When the number of different organisms increases, various needs for life also increase. For their existence, they are involved in such activities that violate normal rules of nature. It means when an organism, for an organism, he needs more things for their survival. For example, if you consider human, for human, he for a human he needs food for the living, he needs shelter for the living place, he needs transport, he needs treatment. Okay, and so like that, organisms need more things. And why people cut trees? Why? Because to make their shelter, or their cut trees. Not only they use plants not only for their food, they use plants as fuel for them to fulfill their fuel demand. They use trees for the treatment purposes even. So there are even the cut hills and other hilly regions to make a road for their transport purposes. So here, and this is the main thing, that they are involved in such activities and that violate normal rules of nature. At present, the population of the world is increasing gradually or day by day. So increased quantities, the population, they need food, shelter and transports are needed. To enhance the size of cultivable land and building their house, people are destroying forest. As a result, poisonous gases are increasing in the environment. If we cut more and more trees, if we destroy more and more forest area to enhance the size of our cultivable land, so as a result, our in our environment, poisonous gases are increased, such as CFC, ozone, carbon dioxide gases, and obviously it has a harmful impact. And now we are facing all of this impact. Lesson 3.4 is soil pollution. Soil is an essential element for us. Plants grow in this soil. So now we come to the point. So sources of soil pollution. Besides polythene and plastic material, because all of you know that polythene and plastic materials, that's responsible for soil pollution, but we consider another issues. We pollute soil in various ways. Among these pollutants are different forms of garbage, fertilizers, fungicides used in agricultural land and industrial waste, etc. Here, garbage, fertilizer, fungicides, even polythene, plastics, all of these are mainly responsible for soil pollution. Fungicides are one type of insecticide, and these insecticides are used to kill fungi on land in agricultural fields. Actions to be taken to prevent soil pollution. Using non-degradable material like polythene, plastic should be stopped. We have to use jute-made materials or paper-based material. So that means degradable materials that is appropriate, that is suitable for our soil. Okay. So to stop, to avoid polluting soil. In addition, waste should not be thrown here and there. If we put waste in an appropriate place, we can minimize our soil pollution more easily. But human has a tendency to throw waste here and there. Okay. But to prevent soil pollution, we must be careful about it. Water pollution. Causes and sources of water pollution. Water may be polluted by various means. Human activities are the most important cause among other causes of water pollution. Water may also be polluted due to some natural causes. Example, flood. You know that. Another one is the effect of urbanization. Industrial sewage and waste drain out to different water bodies. Finally fall into the sea. Various insecticides and fertilizers used in agriculture move from field to rivers. We said it previous time, from fields polluting water. Some unsafe latrines are built over different water bodies are responsible for water pollution. Here, when you find this question in your exam, you must give some points. Points always carry more marks than if you write it in passage question. Okay. First of all, your main point would be one of the causes, natural cause for water pollution, that is flood. Another one is urbanization. Industrial sewage and waste drain out to different water bodies and finally fall into the sea. And number 3 is use of randomly use of more and more use of insecticides and fertilizers in agricultural field, because of during raining these chemicals washed out and move from fields to rivers, and in that way it pollutes water. Number 4, some unsafe latrines are built over different water bodies, and that's are also responsible for water pollution. So you have to mention 4 points. Okay. Lesson 7-8, it is air pollution. Air may be polluted by nature itself and by man. Why air nature? For nature, some strong wind. Sometimes it is responsible for air pollution. Among these are smokes expelled from vehicles and industries. It contains carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide gases. Black smokes emitting from the chimneys of brick fields also cause air pollution. Defective motor vehicles, trains, buses, tempo, etc. release smoke, and I don't know whatever you have seen it or not. I have seen in defective motor vehicles it releases more black smokes, and these black smokes are mainly responsible for more air pollution. This because the smoke contains carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and carbon particles, which has detrimental effect to the environment. Smokes released by vehicles make air polluted. Other cause of air pollution is injudicious deforestation. So I have in that point I want to share something, that is some of my observation. Some people have vomiting phobia during traveling time. Okay, and black smokes are mainly responsible for that, because when these people inhale these black smokes, they are it makes uncomfortness, and in this, and as the result of the uncomfortness, vomiting occurs. So in that case, this vomiting phobia, our black smokes or air pollution is mainly responsible for it. Okay, here are some images: figure of air pollution, figure of water pollution, and figure of soil pollution. Here smokes emitting from chimneys of brick field, black waste that drain out. It comes from industry, and it flows through water bodies. And then soil pollution, people they throw garbage and waste here and there, and is an example. And in that way, thank you everyone, and you should stay at home, pray for me. Goodbye.